You can do it too. Easy as 1, 2, 3. You can do it too. Come along and draw with me. Pads and pencils, a very good start. So when you draw with your heart. You draw with your heart, 'cause you can do it too. You can do it too. You can do it too.
Hi, my name is Lydia Forte-Santiago, and today we're going to have a nice little drawing lesson. And I have this little cute little dog, and I'm going to sketch him. And what we're going to do is a Conte crayon I'm working with, and a little gummy eraser. And what we're going to do is we're going to sketch him in black and white. This is an oil painting, but we're just going to do it like this in a light little sketch, just to get the idea. And then at the next show, then I'll kind of reinstate it, and we'll kind of punch it out and make him come more alive. But here's how I start. I did this lightly just to get a little head start. So we're going to just sketch out the cute little ears that he has, punch him out like that. Then he's very cute, he's adorable. He has one little brown eye and one little blue eye, and it's really very cute. And we all have pets, and we all love our pets, and I love to paint pets and dogs and everything. And it's really cute. I had a dog myself when I was a kid. His name was Suki. He was cute. He was a little German Shepherd. But this dog is really cute. And it's really basically easy to do. So what I'm going to show you, it's not really hard. It's just, Conte crayon is better to work with because Conte crayon doesn't smear as much. The other one can get a little messy and it smears. This is kind of like easy. It has a nice, easy little flow. We'll put the little nose here, and we'll just bring it down here. So I just kind of lightly, first, remember what I said always in the beginning, you do your sketch light, because in the beginning you're not too really sure of yourself. So you don't know the direction you're going. So you do it lightly. Once you're sure, you could come back with the Conte crayon and you could kind of reinstate. And it's all about reinstating the sketch over and over again. That's what makes it really come alive. The gummy eraser right here is just to kind of like make little mistakes. You just kind of get rid of them, and it's easy to just go over it. So it's not a big deal. And right here, we're going to just shadow this in, shadow that in, shadow it in. You can use a little bit of, blending. You can with your finger. I also have a little brush there that I could just erase in case I need some of these like little flakes from the Conte crayon there. I just get rid of it. But he's really cute. And if you have a puppy or if you have a dog, and the puppy and the dog is not going to stay still that long. So what you could do is take a nice little photo. And after you have the photo, you can kind of enlarge it a little bit, and then you can start doing the sketch. Because the dog will never sit, that's for sure. And this little puppy is really cute. It's adorable. A lot of people have this little dog, so I've painted him more than once. So I'm kind of familiar with his look. So it's right around here, you darken the shadows, and you see there's a little color of brown in there too that he has, and you just darken it here. And then his mouth, just bring it a little bit more defined so you could actually see it like that. So that's kind of cute. And then every now and then I kind of like back off a little bit just to put it into perspective. Sometimes if you stay too close to the painting, you lose the perspective of it. So you kind of back off a little bit to look at it and see how it's coming. This is a little darkness that he has. He has like little patches. He's very cute. There's like little patches there. So that's that. Now I have kind of the overall feeling of where I'm going. So now I could come back and I could kind of come back a little bit more intense. And I can just go. See, so now you can, and then I come, and it's a little bit intense here. Because, see, in the beginning, you're just feeling out your drawing, so you don't want to really make a mistake either. So you're just testing it out. This little eye is cute, is blue. And this little eye is brown. So it's really adorable. It's really, really cute. And then I just shadow the top of the eye in because it kind of throws a little cast shadow. So you want that dark a little bit, you know. And here on this side too. And then when I come later on with the pastel, then you can add all these colors. But right now, just to get the overall feel of the dog, you just do it in Conte crayon. And then, of course, like, I'm not going to do it here because of the smell. But after I do this, I take fixative, a can of fixative, and I spray it. So you make sure that when you go like this, it doesn't smear. This way, when you're ready to put the oil paint on it, you're not going to smear it. So that's important to remember, you know. So, and here he has a tiny little bit dark here that's coming up, and then his nose is really cute. Cute little nose. And then he has like a little bit of whiskers here, like that. And then you can kind of, once, like I said, you set your lines and you know where you're going, you can just kind and reinstate them. And you know, it's never one pass. It's over a reinstatement over and over again. Because by reinstate it, you have to make it like, see, this looks three-dimensional. So it comes out a little bit. And that's what you want to do. You want to make it look three-dimensional. And then the ears, of course, they seem to be a lot of black. And they just kind of prick out a little bit. And right here, it's darker right in here. So now you could press a little bit. And there. And bring it out like that. It's really fun. Once you get into this, it's really fun. And right here, there's like a few little hairs. This is a cute little, they're like sticking out. So that's cute. And if you have a dog, and we've all had pets, I'm sure you have a little puppy around or a dog or something. You do your own dog. You start and you do a sketch of your own dog, and you'll see how much fun it is. Now look how cute he's coming. And he has a little different brown tone here, which is nice. And then right under his eye here, he seems to have like a little patch, almost like a tiny little mask. So we darken that. And I darken it, that, and then right here he has like a patch. So it begins to, and then here it gets a little bit lighter there. It gets lighter. So that looks lighter there. And here it's dark. And right over here, you know, it's dark. So then, and then you just highlight it a little bit, you know. And you back up, like I said, you back up here. Right here, his eye gets heavy, dark there. And you kind of just do this like slow. You kind of just glide the Conte crayon. It's not as messy as the vine. The vine, I tried the vine. The vine is very messy. It just smears all over the place. So it makes it a little harder. This makes it a little easier to do, you know. And he has a nice little patch. He has tons of little patches, this cute little dog. And there's like a little patch here of darkness. There's a little brown here. And you keep looking at your picture kind of back and forth like that. Right here where he's sitting, it's dark to show some cast shadow here. And right in here where right up here. His leg is about there, like that. And then he has some darkness there. And now we can just lighten this a little bit here to show that the leg is coming out there, like that. Yeah. And it hangs. It's really a cute pose, too. And it's hangs there like that. And it's... Now, I'm working, this little canvas is bigger than this paper, so the dimension is a little smaller. But that's okay. It doesn't really matter, you know. If you were making it the exact, then I would get the same exact size. And then I just draw out some fur a little bit, and then you could just kind of like that, and draw it out. So you see now, basically it's taking shape. It looks, this is a little fur, the other hand. See now you could kind of blend your fingers up here. It's going up. I just get this paper down, yeah, like this. And you just bring it out a little bit like that. So that looks kind of cute, you know. So, and now we can kind of like, you know, they say it's always good to put your darks in. Put in your darks and then you come back to your lights. If you put your darks in, it's easier. This way you get them down pat, and then after you get them down pat, then you start putting highlights in. But first, get in those darks. And then you could come in and punch in the lights. And as you punch in the lights, you see, it starts taking form. And don't always feel that you cannot do something. You know, you always give yourself some motivation and encouragement that you know you will do it, and you start off feeling very positive about it. And if the sketch doesn't come right away, it doesn't really matter. You do it over. You do it over a couple of times. It doesn't matter, you know. You could just do it a few times. I've painted this little dog several times. And sometimes people have the same dog, so they ask me, oh, could you do it? And I said, okay, why not? And over here, right around his eye, this is little. Now this eye is blue, so we're gonna kind of make that light better. And this eye is brown, so I'm gonna just darken that. And then when we come with the pastel, I could always kind of color that in a little bit more like that, you know. And then this part is dark, so you could bring that out. And as you shape it and you bring these lines out, you'll see it takes form and it takes shape, you know, there, you know. And then here, he's kind of has this over a little, he's hanging his legs here over a little table. So we're gonna kind of reinstate that to make it look like it's, like he's not just hanging there. Make it a little bit stronger there, so that looks nice. That looks pretty. It's fun doing this, especially if it's your own dog and it's if it's your pet. You love doing it, you know, and you like seeing the results too. And then you could tell somebody, hey, this is my pet, you know. Somebody comes in and asks you, who did that? It's nice to say I did it, as opposed to just taking a camera and taking a picture. You start off with a camera, and then you do it yourself. And there's always little things you could do. You could turn them into little postcards and send them out. You know, that's also fun to do. Now, right here, I start just highlighting with this gum eraser. And just to make sure that you have this gum eraser clean, just every now and then you have to kind of turn it around like this just so you get a nice clean flow. And there it is, right here. See? So now when I start erasing this, now it just begins to show a little better. And then this is just the start. Now this is an oil paint. But basically, the way I started doing this oil paint, which is the finished product, is just what I'm doing now, what I'm showing you now. I started like this. Anything I do, even the sketch right here, this is the waiver tree, this beautiful boat. That's the waiver tree, and that's the Freedom Tower. I started it all with a sketch, just what I'm doing now. I spray it with fixative. After I spray it, it dries, and I smear it a little bit. And then, after that, then I start and I paint. But I never start painting. Just, you have to have some sort of a map, like a guideline. And this is the guide, your sketch. And even sometimes before I start it, I'll do just a quick sketch, just to, like when you tune up an instrument, you just loosen up and try to, like, feel free. And then after I got this sketch where I see it's going to look good, and then I start the actual sketch like this. Now, this particular paper, being I'm doing this in pastel, is Canson paper. It's important that you have the right paper, because when I put the color with the pastel, it just, the grain of it, it grabs it easy, so it'll look more realistic. So this is really nice, and it's adorable, it's cute. And it's, you can do it too. Remember the show, you can do it too. I have my little granddaughter singing, you can do it too. And they have a little puppy too they love to play with. I sketched their little dog out for them. They loved it. This is really cute. And underneath his chin here, you can kind of darken just a little bit, not a lot, just to make the mouth come out. And then he has a couple of whiskers. You can just, I see them, I did them here with the paintbrush. Put a little whiskers there, like that. And just, not much, but just a little bit. Just tiny little ones, you know. And up here, you could add that too, and that looks good, you know. There. So this is what we call, it's like the basic, you know. It's just like a basic drawing. It's not like you just started off like this, you know, and you don't expect to make it look exactly like that in the beginning. You have to build it up. And once by building it up, then it begins to take form. So always, you know, like some people say, oh, it doesn't look like that. It doesn't. I said, well, it's not going to look like that in the first pass. I mean, you know, we're not magicians, we're artists. So it's going to take a little bit of time. And you're going to work it up, right? There's a lot of shadow in here only because his little body's leaning up against this little table. So you do have a lot of shadow here, and that you have to put in. You have to put that in to show. And then you back off, and you see he's like leaning on this table. Over here on this side, too, I see part of this table. It comes, this is a little higher here. His body is more on this side of the table. That's just his foot over there. So you can just darken that, you know. So everything you do, you think about how it looks, you know, and back off, look at it, see how it looks first. If you feel you want to change things, that's why I do it first with Conte crayon, because with Conte crayon, you could always erase it with this gum eraser. Once you start putting paint on this, it's a different story. If you can still correct things when you paint. I've done it 100 times, but now you have to wait for the paint to dry, and that's going to take some time. So with this, it's like you just erase it, and that's it, and you can continue. It's not a big deal. So it's, you know, right here you darken it, and you know, like the hairs go up a little bit. It's a dog, so, and it comes here. The ears are little, they're cute, they're a little floppy, they're nice. It's precious, it's a precious little dog. Yeah. Everybody loves their dogs, you know. I mean, there's one little dog I always seem to be painting, and that's that little Maltese. Everybody seems to have that little Maltese, and they all want it. They says, gee, mine just passed away. I'd like to have a little painting of it. You know, a lot of people that have that little Maltese, which is so cute. I painted that a couple of times. See, now it's beginning to shape up. See, so I back up. I back up just to see how it's coming. Right in here, it's, see, and then you, see, now it's beginning to look adorable. Look how cute that looks. Isn't that precious? That's so cute, you know. Darken in here, because this is the little tabletop where he's sitting. And then here, you see, this is part of that table too. And this is kind of like the part of the table here. That's the end of the table where he's kind of like his foot there is hanging over the table. It looks very cute. And then right here, there's a little light in here because his body is leaning against the table, but this part is dark. And over here is dark too. And right here, which is this part. And every now and then you look at it and you see how it's doing and everything. You don't just stop, you know, you look, you re-examine your drawing. You re-examine it, you go and you see how can I fix it, you know, this way it gets better, you know. This way when you do come with, even if it's pastel, when you do come with the pastel, it's clearer. It's much clearer to know where you're going and how you're going to draw it. You know. So that's so important too, you know. So now it's beginning to shape up. This side of the face, it's lit up nice, because I guess the light is coming from here. And this up here, it's a little lit up too. That's kind of cute. It's there like that, you know. It's this is lit up, and this is like different tones and different shades of gray. And, you know, it's there, you know. So I hope this lesson is really helping you out, because I'm sure for those of you that are interested in art and you like art, you know, it's a good way to get your creativities flowing. And not only that, like I always mention, it's always nice and relaxing, a way of relax to do this and let time pass by while you're having fun. And of course, you can do it too. And I always tell everybody, if I could do it, you could do it. So it's, now look what's happening now. Now we're like, you know, the way I'm pressing on this Conti crayon, I'm just bringing this out, you know. And this is just reinstating, and this is still not reinstated enough. So in the next show, I'll even have to reinstate it more. It's almost kind of, you reinstate it to the point that it looks so nice that some people say, oh, leave it like that. I don't even want it colored. I want it in black and white. But it depends upon how you feel. You want to do it in black and white, you can. But if you want to add color, and you could add color, you know. Now you see that, look how cute that's coming. Isn't that adorable? It's so cute. Oh, and he has a little, this here. See, so you're sort of like shaping it up, and then you start adding this little lights. Up here, he's very light. So that's why the dark, when I went to the Art Students League, this is what they said to me. They said, always do your darks. You put your darks in first, and then you work out the lights, you know. So this way, you know, this is the dark, and you don't even think of that you're painting the dog. You're just thinking that you're doing dark colors and light colors, dark and light. The way the light falls on the form, that's what we're doing. Painting is all about light on form. I mentioned it before, and how it falls on the form. In this case, it's a little puppy. So you see the way the light falls on it, and then you just redo it to make it look just like the little doggy. Now, right here around his eyes, I see he has a little bit of darkness, and looking at that. And here, he has a little darkness, and you keep looking back and forth, you know. So it begins. Look how cute! Isn't that adorable? Yeah. And here, and right here, there's just kind of a little bit of a, not much, but there's just a little bit of a darkness there. It's light. Right here you could see a little stroke. So that's kind of cute, you know. Yeah. Now look how pretty that is. Now, then you just go make the, now I come, you see how, every time you see me doing something over like this, what I'm doing is just, every time you see me doing something over, what I'm doing is I'm reinstating. So if I go over it, that means it's not done. That means it's just reinstating what I did. So then I do it again, and then I'm reinstating again what I did, until it finally, we get into like a three-dimensional, so it looks realistic. So you can't do it all, and I keep telling everybody, because some people think that they're going to just do it in one pass and that it's going to immediately look like the dog. It does, and then they get frustrated if it doesn't, you know. So it doesn't work out like that. You have to actually build it up and work it up and build it up, and it takes time to do that. You know, it doesn't just happen. It takes time. So the more, and you have to be, you know what, the trick about this art and drawing and paint, you have to be very patient. You have to be patient with yourself. You know, you can't just expect immediate results. You know, you have to be patient. And another thing, you have to like it and you have to love it and you have to have a nice little passion for it, because that makes it, if you like what you're doing, you're going to get good results. And everybody loves their, I mean, they love their pets. I mean, pets are members of the family, so you love your pet, you know. So the more you love the pet, it'll even be easier to do, you know. It's this little nose there. It's cute. Oh, right here. I'm looking at this right on top. There's a little light there, you know. It took a while to do this little painting, you know. And his nose is a little bigger, so I could just do that, you know, like that, you know. That's why you have to keep looking at it. You have to keep looking at this back and forth, you know. That's how you get it right. You always look, and you look again, and then you try to keep your paper nice and clean. So if you see anything outside of the paper, you're going to just clean it up, because when you go do the paint, you want it clean. You don't want it, you know, you don't want it, work on it dirty. Now this I'm doing, this is a different medium now that I'm using. I'm doing this with Conte crayon, and I did paint. When I drew this, I drew it with Conte crayon. I drew it with Conte crayon on a canvas. In this case, I'm drawing it with Conte crayon on a Canson paper. But I'm using Canson paper because I'm going to do this coloring with pastel. With this, I did it in oil. So I had to spray it like I'm going to do with this, and then paint over it. The medium is different, but it'll look just as pretty and just as nice. So always remember that you can do it too. And it's always tell yourself it when you're going to start something, you always say, if she can do it, I can do it. And I can do it too. And that's always very motivating. So always encourage yourself, love the art, you know, and of course you love your puppy and your dog, you know, so that'll even make you paint a better dog. You know. So I hope that next time you come and you see my show, because the next time that I come on the air, I want to color this, and I want to bring it out in this, all these beautiful colors with the blue eye and the brown eye and everything. But basically we have a nice overall picture of the dog and how cute and what he's going to look like. So that is very good too, you know. So it's really, really nice, and I hope that you always tune in and you enjoy this show. And it's always a pleasure to be here, and I hope I'm motivating a lot of artists like you.
You can do it too. Easy as 1, 2, 3. You can do it too. Come along and draw with me. Pads and pencils, a very good start. So when you draw with your heart. You draw with your heart, 'cause you can do it too.